Well, good evening. You are inside of ML Bailey Live, ML Bailey Consultants Live. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing well. Well, we're talking about work life balance. In today's blog post that's found on www.forrealsocialworkersonline magazine and on www.happyhalfhour.club, I shared three aspects of work life balance for me as a side hustle social worker. Now, some of you know that I am a side hustle social worker, and basically what that means is that I have a full time job, a regular 9 to 5, it's more like 8 to 4:30 job that I go to every day. And I have a business. And I do my business on the side or part time. But it's very hard to do a business, build a business, grow a business in a part time basis. It's really businesses are such that you have to put a lot of time and effort into them. So, how does one maintain balance in their life when they are working full time and when they have a part time business or a side hustle like I do? So, I wanted to share with you three aspects, three components of what work life balance looks like for me, because I am a side hustle social worker. And I wanted to share with you some of the things that I consider when I'm thinking about work life balance. So, when you think about balance, or when a person thinks about balance, they may think about scales. And if you saw our Instagram post today, you'll see that we actually have a pan balance in our Instagram post. A pan balance is a scale that has two pans that are suspended from a bar that's attached to a fulcrum. And when you put an item on one side in one of the pans, that pan is going to weigh, start to move down because the other pan is empty. But when we want to determine the weight of that item, we start putting smaller weights on the opposite pan. And that brings those two pans into balance. And I don't know if you can see my hands, so maybe I'll just raise them up. So when you put an item in a pan, in your scale, your balance, it'll start to go down because that item is weighing down that pan. But when you start putting items in the opposite pan, it will bring it back into, um, it'll make it more level, it'll make it even. And that's how we know what an item weighs. So when we talk about work life balance, many of us will think about a pan balance, or some of us think about the scales of justice. That might even be a more vivid image for you. The thing about it is that life is fluid. There's ebbs and flows. There's there's some consistency, but there's a constant change or evolution. And so when we're talking about work life balance, picturing a scale that's showing an even or level um, pans, or showing that one side weighs the same as the other side, is really unrealistic. That's not a realistic view of work life balance. And so we must look at it in a different way. And that's what I want to talk about today. So let me tell you how the three components of work life balance that I focus on, that I share with my clients, with other social workers who are side hustle social workers in an effort to help them to create more balance in their lives. The first aspect is that work-life balance, as we consider it, should be individualized. There should be a focus on our family, on those who are close to us, as well as ourselves. So when we're considering balance, especially work-life balance, we want to do those things that work for us as an individual and as an individual unit. So thinking about that in those terms, whatever is done should be done with the thought that it is in the best interest of me as an individual and my family as an individual unit. And I'll give you an example. When our daughters were young, uh, elementary age, I decided that my mission was going to be that I would be the best mommy that I could be. So all of my thoughts, my actions, my beliefs were driven by that mission. All of my decisions were made with that mission in mind. So all of my activities, all of my actions were conducted around the mission of being the best mommy I could be. So, in terms of balance, balance was the focus of my balance, and how I created balance in my family is that I focused on my mission to be the best mommy I could be. Now that mission has evolved, it's changed. Our daughters are now college age, they are in college. And so, although I still strive to be the best mommy, that is not my total focus. But the number one aspect when we're talking about balance is that we should focus on those things that work for ourselves and our families, or at least those who are important to us. The second thing, the second thing is that we should experience meaningful accomplishments. And meaningful, when I talk about that, I'm talking about meaningful accomplishments every day throughout the day. We shouldn't have to wait for our performance evaluation or our performance review to experience a pat on the back or to feel that we've done a job well done. Even in your business as an entrepreneur, if some of you are side hustle social workers or individuals who have side businesses, you shouldn't have to wait for money to roll in to feel that you have made accomplishments in your business. Your accomplishments should be related to, again, your mission. And for those of you who don't know me and you're getting to know me, I am a very big proponent of having a personal as well as a professional mission. So your accomplishments should be driven by your mission. All of your actions, your behaviors, your thoughts should align with that mission. So, what does that mean? That means that every day you should be taking steps or having fulfilling interactions that feel like accomplishments, feel like achievements, make you feel good because they are aligned with your mission. So, the first thing, if we're talking about a balanced life, you should have your activities, your actions should focus on what works for your family. The second thing is that you should experience meaningful accomplishments throughout the day. The other thing, let me add to my discussion on meaningful accomplishments. It doesn't have to be anything that's major. It should, however, be something that makes you feel good, right? So, as an example, I spill things on myself all the time. So, it is a big deal for me to be able to get from my car to my office without spilling coffee or tea on myself. I've done that so often that for me to get to my desk with my coffee or tea intact, that's a big deal, let me tell you. So, to me, that's very meaningful and it's very important. So, for someone else, that might not be a big deal. Like, that's an accomplishment. Yes, it is. Compared to how often I spill on myself, it is a big deal. So, the accomplishments that you experience throughout the day do not have to be big, major, TV worthy, newsworthy. They can just be things that mean something to you as a professional or to you personally. The third thing is that we should engage in activities that we enjoy on a regular basis. We should not have to wait for the weekend to get here to enjoy ourselves. We shouldn't have to wait for vacation time to get here to enjoy ourselves. Life is meant to be lived. And so we should participate regularly in activities that we enjoy. This could be a hobby. It could just be an activity that you thoroughly like. It could be spending time with people that you enjoy. It can be activities that are spontaneous or they could be planned. The idea is that you are regularly engaging in activities that make you feel good because they are pleasurable, they are delightful, and they are enjoyable. And once again, this should occur on a regular basis, not just at certain intervals during the year, like on the weekends or like at Christmas time or during vacation. We should strive to experience those enjoyable activities every day, if possible, or at least on a regular basis. So, these are three aspects of a balanced life that, if we incorporate them into our lives, particularly as side hustle social workers or individuals who have side businesses in addition to their full time job, in addition to maintaining a family, raising children, if we incorporate these things into our lives, then we will feel more balanced and less stressed. So, once again, focusing on what works for you and your family, experiencing meaningful accomplishments throughout the day, and engaging in enjoyable activities on a regular basis. I'm Marcelyn Bailey. I'm glad you joined me today. Look forward to seeing you soon. And as always, take good care.